Once upon a time, many millennia worth of moons ago, there existed an alicorn and a changeling. Back before changelings worked for Queen Chrysalis. They all originally looked like thorax and spread love and hope to all kinds of creatures. Ponies big and small learned much from their times with the changelings. The alicorn's name is Velvet Beauty, and the changeling's name is Azure. Azure was the current ruler of the changelings, and quite a gentle and kind ruler, nothing like Queen Chrysalis. And he had midnight blue and insect-like skin with wings that looked like stars. Now, Velvet Beauty wasn't quiet by any means, nor was she loud. She was the perfect middle, with soft chestnut brown long mane, with blonde highlights and medium-length tail and red fur. To say she was normal for an alicorn was definitely a statement. She never really saw much worth in herself. Meanwhile, Azure was confident in everything he did and well-rounded in his skills. He was a being of all trades, with duties keeping both busy all the time. They normally would never be able to meet, but fate had other plans for them. Starting one fateful day, this day in question was the Peace Talk Cotillion, a huge dance where yaks, buffalo, hippogriffs, changelings, and ponies get together to discuss things and keep the peace by resolving issues and helping ease the tensions between them. It was no big deal or anything, at least according to Velvet Beauty. It all starts on this day. Velvet was getting ready for the party. She was planning on wearing a midnight blue dress that matched her coat. Only problem, she had to pick up the dress and was already running late because she had spent time on her paintings like usual. Ah! What am I gonna do? I gotta hurry! Velvet cried out. Luckily, at this moment, her best friend chose to walk in. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you haven't gotten ready yet. The yak that just walked in is named Vivica. Vivica Von Yip. She was a true friend and usually always there when Velvet needed her. Velvet glared. Not helping right now, Viv, Velvet replied, clearly aggravated. Oh, really? Then I guess you don't want that thing I picked up for you, Vivica replied coyly. What thing? Velvet replied. Vivica held up her dress to show that she had gotten it from the dress shop for her. My gosh, you are the best! Velvet hugged Vivica and excitedly started bouncing up and down. She usually doesn't get to go to these events, as she is usually busy with her other duties and her paintings. She had an inkling that this time, at this particular party, her life would change. And her feelings were usually pretty spot on. About an hour later, Velvet and Vivica were entering the party, and to say all eyes were on them wasn't a stretch. They looked a perfect picture in the warm afterglow of the candles that lit the ballroom they were in, so much so that it drew the attention of Violet's jealous rival, Ashlyn Hart, a pink pony with red mane and tail, and now sporting a wicked sneer and forest green dress. This alicorn was often bullying the staff and Violet. She should have a bad reputation, but she is the favorite of the current leader of Equestria, Dawn Sunset. Ashlyn came up to them and said, Why, if it isn't the alicorn with no cutie mark. Viola or something like that, right? She sneered. No, it's Violet. Ashlyn, you know this. Just because you have your cutie mark and I don't, doesn't make you better than me, Violet replied. Oh, is that the name? I do think I'm better than you. Want to know why? Ashlyn said. Violet rolled her eyes. Not really, no, Vivica piped up, pushing Violet away. It's because Dawn Sunset thinks I'm better than you, she said in a taunting way. Enjoy the party, Ashlyn, Violet replied, walking away. First stop, the buffet table. Yum. The party went on for another 15 minutes, and Ashlyn didn't bother her until Sunstar approached. Sunstar is the most handsome Pegasus in the entire kingdom, and an altruist. He was always giving to the poor and helped any pony who needed it. He was also another close friend of Violet's. He had a yellow-brown color to him and a dark forest-green mane. Saw that Ashlyn was messing with you again. You okay? Sunstar asked. Sure, I'm fine. She didn't say anything I haven't already heard 100,000 times. Violet sighed. She's just jealous she doesn't have your unlimited potential, Sunstar said with a huge grin. After a moment, he continued. Here, this is for you. I was going to give it to you after the dance, but I think you could use some cheering up now. He handed Violet a carefully wrapped package. Violet unwrapped her gift, wondering what it could be. When it was fully unwrapped, she saw a dusty old book, one she had been looking for a while now. She was sure it didn't exist anymore. It was an untranslated copy of the Book of Harmony and Discord Magic. She loved the challenge of translating old books and learning all their secrets. Seeing the thoughtful gift brought a huge grin on her face and a tear in her eye. But just before she could thank Sun, Ashlyn came over holding 2 apple cider glasses with her magic. Of course, she tripped when she got close. Accident, obviously. And all of her cider got on Violet in her dress. Having finally had enough, Violet took off and ran. She couldn't see where she was going because she was crying, but her feet carried her to the palace gardens. She made it all the way to the center of the hedge maze when out of nowhere a mysterious masked unicorn ran right into her, dropping a bunch of crystals out of his satchel. I'm sorry. The stranger pulled her up and looked around, saw guards were pursuing him, and not wanting to be caught, began to run away again. Wait, you forgot your gems? Violet teetered off on what she was saying.